안녕하세요. 톰입니다. Let's study Korean cheerfully. Today's grammar is first, 눈 수밖에 없다. Reluctantly, no choice but to do. Second, 눈 중이다. Subject is in the middle of doing. And third, 눈이 rather than doing. Once you learn these, you will be able to communicate what you are doing as you are speaking. For example, 지금 연예인에게 편지를 쓰는 중이에요. I am in the midst of writing a fan letter to a celebrity right now. In the intermediate lessons, there are so many similar expressions, and let's master these similar expressions to pass topic 2 level 4 and study positively. I'm sure you can become a super intermediate master. 그럼 시작할게요. The first grammar, 눈 수밖에 없다 means reluctantly no choice but to do. You attach this word to a verb stem. Well, do you remember seeing this somewhere? This sounds similar to 할 수밖에 없다. That's right. The expression you mainly use is 의디을 수밖에 없다, nothing but to do, right? But if you want to emphasize this expression, you can also use 는 수밖에 없다. You use this when you make a final decision after exhausting everything you could at the last minute. Similarly, I taught you a warning expression, 눈 수가 있다, subject will do, in lesson 42. This expression is often used when a speaker wants to warn the other person. Just like this, you usually use 할 수밖에 없다, nothing but to do, or 할 수 있다, can do. But you use 하는 수밖에 없다 to communicate a different nuance or emphasize what you want to say. Additionally, as you can see in parentheses, when you use 는 수밖에 없다, you omit 없다 to say 하는 수밖에. Reluctantly, no choice but to do, in daily conversations. In this way, you can amplify the feeling of disappointment, so much so that you don't even have the energy to say 없다. Do you get it? To apply this grammar, you use this with a noun modifier 는 to make 는 수밖에 없다. For example, 가다 to go will be 가는 수밖에 없다, no choice but to go. 먹다 to eat will be 먹는 수밖에 없다, no choice but to eat. Now, let's read a sample sentence to see how disappointed the speaker is. 음식이 맛이 없지만 부장님이 만들었으니까 먹는 수밖에 없지. Food doesn't taste good, but since our director made it, we have no choice but to eat it. Oh no, the situation is quite serious, isn't it? Food is critical to our lives. I don't want to force myself to eat something untasty. Anyway, in this sentence, you can see 먹다 to eat. You attach 눈 수밖에 없다 to the stem to make 먹는 수밖에 없다, no choice but to eat. Can you feel the reluctance of the speaker? Then let's read the next sample sentence. 내일이 마감일이니까 오늘까지 이걸 끝내는 수밖에 없잖아. Since tomorrow is the due date, we have no choice but to finish this today. Here, 끝내다 is to finish. You attach 눈 수밖에 없다 to make 끝내는 수밖에 없다, no choice but to finish. Quiz! Now let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 건강이 안 좋아졌으니까 지금 하고 있는 일을 수밖에 없어요. Since my health has become worse, I have no choice but to quit my current job. Number 1, 그만두는. Number 2, 그만둔. The correct answer is number 1. In this sentence, 그만두다 is to quit. You attach 눈 수밖에 없다 to make 그만두는 수밖에 없어요, no choice but to quit. You can also use 그만둘 수밖에 없어요. But you use this 그만두는 수밖에 없어요 to emphasize your reluctance. Number 2, 그만둔 is wrong because this is the past tense. For this expression, you only use the present tense of a noun modifier. Okay? Now, let's read it together. 건강이 안 좋아졌으니까 지금 하고 있는 일을 그만두는 수밖에 없어요. Please read this sentence with a feeling of heartbreak. Then let's try the next quiz. 죄를 지었으면 벌을, If you commit a crime, you have no choice but to be punished. Number 1, 받는 수밖에. Number 2, 받은 수밖에. The correct answer is number 1. 벌을 받다 means to be punished. You change this to the present tense of a verb modifier to make 벌을 받는 수밖에, no choice but to be punished. Number 2, 받은 수밖에 is wrong because this is the past tense. As I said, you apply this grammar to only the present tense. Okay? Now, let's read the sentence with a bit of feeling. 죄를 지었으면 벌을 받는 수밖에. Please read this sentence emotionally. The second grammar, 눈 중이다 means in the midst of doing, is about to do, is doing. For the usage, you can attach 눈 중이다 to a verb stem. For example, you can say 가는 중이다. Subject is on the way. Or 먹는 중이다. Subject is in the midst of eating. Since this is an expression to tell what you are doing right now, it is strange to use past or future tense of noun modifiers. Do you get it? In the case of nouns, you can attach 중이다 directly to a noun. Now, let's read a sample sentence to see what the speaker is doing. 내가 회사 가는 중에 우연히 친구를 만났다. On my way to the office, I run into my friend. Here, 가다 is to go. You attach a present tense of a noun modifier, 눈 중에 to the stem to make 회사 가는 중에 on my way to the office. Let's see the next sample sentence. 한국 드라마를 보는 중에 친구가 집에 놀러 왔다. While I was watching a Korean drama, my friend came to visit me. This friend can watch a Korean drama together with the speaker, right? As you know, 보다 is to watch. You attach a present tense of a verb modifier, 눈 중에, to make 보는 중에, while I was watching. Then let's see how to use this with a noun. 회의 중에는 화장실에 갈 수 없으니까 지금 갔다 오세요. During the meeting, you cannot go to the restroom, so please go now. Here, 회의 means a meeting. You attach 중에는 directly to the noun to make 회의 중에는 during the meeting. Let's read the next sample sentence. 운전 중에 전화가 와서 받지 못했다. While driving, there was a phone call, so I could not pick it up. Indeed, it is safe not to pick up a phone call while you are driving. In this sentence, 운전 means driving. You attach 중에 to the noun to make 운전 중에 while driving. Quiz! Then let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 밥을, TV를 보지 마세요. While you are eating, please do not watch TV. Number 1, 먹을 중에는. Number 2, 먹는 중에는. The correct answer is number 2. 먹다 is to eat. You attach a present tense of a noun modifier, 는 중에는, to make 먹는 중에는 while you are eating. Number 1, 먹을 중에는 is wrong because it is grammatically strange to attach a future noun modifier. So please be careful. Then let's read the sentence together. 밥을 먹는 중에는 TV를 보지 마세요. Please read the sentence with the feeling that you want to enjoy eating together. Then let's try the next quiz. 앞으로 뭐 할지 중요해요. I am thinking about what to do now. Number 1, 생각. Number 2, 공사. The correct answer is number 1. 생각 is thought. You attach 중이에요 directly to the noun to make 생각 중이에요. I am thinking. This is an expression you often use, so please memorize it as it is. Number 2, 공사 means construction. So if you know this word, you wouldn't choose this one, right? Then let's read the sentence together. 앞으로 뭐 할지 생각 중이에요. Please read the sentence until you can read it fluently. Let's look at the last grammar. 눈이 means rather than doing. This expression is often used as 눈이 차라리 는 게 낫다. It is better to do rather than doing. In other words, This expression denies the preceding sentence and affirms the sentence that follows. For its use, you use this grammar only for verbs. You attach 눈이 to the verb stem regardless of a final consonant. Oh, this part is easy. Therefore, 가다 to go will be 가느니 rather than going. 먹다 to eat will be 먹느니 rather than eating. Then let's read the sentence to see how the speaker thinks about his choice. 남한테 부탁하느니 차라리 내가 하는 게 빠르겠다. Rather than asking others to do it, it might be quicker to do it myself. Indeed, certain things can be done faster when you do it yourself, right? Here, 부탁하다 is to ask. You attach 눈이 to the stem to make 부탁하느니 rather than asking. Let's read the next sample sentence to see what would be better. 알바해서 돈을 버느니 차라리 취직하는 게 낫겠다. Rather than earning money by doing a part-time job, I should instead get a full-time job. In this sentence, 벌다 means to earn. You attach 눈이 to the verb stem. But. You'd better be careful because 벌다 has the 을 final consonant. The 을 final consonant and 느 cannot go together. So you have to say goodbye to Leo and attach 눈이 to the stem. Therefore, it becomes 버느니 rather than earning. Since you are in the intermediate level, the 을 drop is a piece of cake, right? Then let's read the next sentence. 불성실한 사람에게 돈을 빌려주느니 그냥 부모님께 드리는 게 나아요. Rather than lending money to an irresponsible person, I should just instead give it to my parents. As you can see, 빌려주다 is to lend. You attach 눈이 to the stem to make 빌려주느니 rather than lending. Quiz! Now let's deepen our understanding of 눈이 with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 맛없는 음식을 차라리 한 끼를 굶는 게 나아. Rather than eating bad-tasting food, I would rather skip meals. Number 1, 먹으느니. Number 2, 먹느니. This is so true, right? You don't want to eat bad-tasting food. The correct answer is number 2. 먹다 is to eat. You attach 눈이 to the stem to make 먹느니 rather than eating. Number 1, 먹으느니 is the wrong conjugation, so be careful. Then let's read the sentence together. 맛없는 음식을 먹느니 차라리 한 끼를 굶는 게 나아. Please imagine a scene using this sentence. Let's try the next quiz. 매일같이 피곤하게 더 나은 직장으로 옮기는 건 어때요? Rather than working overtime every day, how about moving to a better job? Number 1, 출퇴근하느니. Number 2, 야근하느니. It sounds like a wife who is sincerely worried about her husband. The correct answer is number 2. 야근하다 means to work night shift or work overtime. You attach 느니 to the verb stem to make 야근하느니. Number 1, 출퇴근하느니 is wrong because it means to commute. Okay? Then let's read the sentence together. 매일같이 피곤하게 야근하느니 더 나은 직장으로 옮기는 건 어때요? Please read this sentence with a heart of sincere worry for the well-being of the other person. Oh! Homework! Okay, I'll give you today's saying. 아무것도 하지 않고 불안 속에서 사느니 차라리 목표를 세워서 실천하고 싶다. Rather than doing anything and living in anxiety, I would rather set a goal and put it into practice. Yes, that's so true. If you set your goal, I'm sure your life will become better. Then I'll announce the homework for today. There are 2 parts to this homework. First, please make 3 sentences using today's grammar. For the first sentence, please use 는 수밖에 없다. Reluctantly, no choice but to do. For example, 회의 중에 아무도 아무 말 안 하니까 나라도 뭔가 말하는 수밖에. Since no one speaks up at the meeting, I have no choice but to say something. You can probably feel a heavy atmosphere in this kind of meeting. For the second sentence, please use 는 중이다. Subject is in the midst of doing. For example, 지금 밥 먹는 중이니까 30분 뒤에 전화해 주세요. Since I'm eating right now, please call me back in half an hour. For the third sentence, please use 는이 rather than doing. If you remember, the key to mastering this grammar is using a phrase like 는이 차라리 하는 게 낫다. It is better to do rather than doing. For example, 싫어하는 사람들과 일을 하느니 차라리 독립하는 게 낫겠다. Rather than working with people you don't like, you should instead start your own business. Wow, this is a very confident sentence. It is important to immediately practice after you learn something. So please write your sentences in the comments and master these grammatical rules. The second homework is to memorize new words. Please memorize the 40 words beginning with number 1681 and ending with number 1720 on page 22 in the intermediate vocabulary list. That is a vocabulary quiz of 40 words on my website, so feel free to try it. The link is in the description box. Great job, everyone! I will continue to make more effort to teach you Korean. 그럼 오늘도 행복 가득, 웃음 가득한 하루 되세요. 한국어 파이팅!